two senior citizen emotionally manipulative tactics. I titled it that, even though I would say that this definitely is a tactic that I guess you could say can't be just relegated to senior citizens, but for the purpose of this talk, I'm going to relegate it there because I think it's very much appropriate. I think it's used there a lot. Two senior citizen emotionally manipulative tactics. Okay. Here are the two scenarios. One scenario is what let's call it the laugh off. The laugh off. When you are speaking to a person and when you're saying something serious to them, that they're going to have to give you like a solid response, a response that, maybe you're asking them a question and maybe they got to really make a solid decision. The laugh off is like when you ask a person something and while you are starting to form your question, you see a smile come over their face and they kind of start laughing a little bit, So you're like, yeah, I was wondering if it was okay and they kind of look at you and go like that. It's called the laugh off, right? That's the first tactic. The second tactic is, let's call it constant state of confusion, or the confusion tactic, or the confused tactic. That one is when you say something to a person, and no matter what you say to a person, while you're speaking, you see their facial expression change, and you see what happens when someone's saying something to you and it's confusing you as they're saying it. So you're saying something and they're like almost that huh kind of look, like what you saying? And that is even if you're right at the beginning of your thought. So you're like, hey, such and such, and as soon as you go into it, I was thinking about that, and as soon as they do that, like, huh? Like what are you saying? These are two emotionally manipulative tactics: the laugh off and the confused look, or the confused state of mind. Both of these tactics are to gain control of the situation by trying to change the tone of the situation so that the person can buy time to see how they can shift the situation to gain control. Like, so if you're asking them a question, and if they want to have a second to think about it, so that way they can make sure that the way that the scenario plays out is in their favor, like whatever they really want, or at least to try to get the upper hand. This is a way of one-upping. This is one-upping, if you all ever heard of it. These are two tactics that a person will use in order to try to gain that control or that dominance of the situation. And they're both mechanisms of trying to change the tone so that they can buy time to see how they want to react to it. It's very, very smart. It's very it's very keen. It's real witty, right? It's real slick, actually, as we say. All right, so let's go back to the first one. The first senior citizen emotionally manipulative tactic. And I wanted to do this because I realize a lot of us are dealing with this, like it's something that's coming. When you're saying something to a person, to laugh off, when you're saying something serious and they're going to need to give you a solid response back, and while you're talking, they just kind of look and they laugh and they shake their head and laugh and that kind of thing. And in essence, like they're finding it funny. What they're really doing is trying to change the tone, because then that way they could, if they want to dismiss what you're saying, if they want to make it where like they're diverting it so they can't take it full on and have to like answer or have to, be held up to a particular like response, that's a way of like kind of brushing it off. That's a little bit of, it's basically dismissing you and dismissing what you're saying, but with doing it in a lighthearted way. Like it's a little lighthearted. Somebody look at you and you're saying something, they're just like, they're just kind of laughing. That doesn't seem too bad. It almost seems like they're with you. They're kind of being friendly. But if they continue to do that and then they kind of shake their head, they're actually dismissing you because they don't want to take whatever it is you're approaching seriously, and that's their way of getting out of it no matter what. Even if it's like a real pressing need where you actually need an answer, that's a way of being manipulative. Now that one is I would say kind of easy to spot. So let's go to the second one. The second one is, like I said, the confused state, the constant confused state. Okay, here's the question I'm going to ask you, and I need some responses just so I can, see if this is if this makes sense to you, right? Have you ever talked to a person and no matter what you said, you could say, hey, the sky is blue, or you could say, hey, is it possible that you can pass me that? Have you ever talked to a person and no matter what you said to them, they look confused, like immediately, like they were like that, like immediately? That's actually a diversion tactic to buy the person time. If a person looks confused and they always asking you, like, what you say? Like, like when you say it and they like, say what? What'd you say now? Believe it or not, again, even though there are times where a person can listen to you and really legit not hear what you're saying, if a person does that all the time, and this is why I call it the senior citizen emotionally manipulative tactic, because a lot of times a senior citizen can get away with it because of the fact that hearing changes over time and everybody knows that and is able to cater to that. But this is real slick. It's real slick. So there are a lot of times when, even though the person seems like a little bit confused and they really feel you, like, wait a minute, what'd you say? What they're doing is they're buying even a few more seconds because they heard what you said. They're buying a few more seconds so that you can repeat it again. So that way they can already decide in their mind how they want to gain control, especially if they don't want to go along with it. And they'll come up with a response. When people are emotionally manipulative this way, and even down to like stuff like narcissism and passive aggressive, these are not dumb people. It's actually the completely opposite. In order for you to be this way, you actually have to be kind of witty and very clever and smart, because it's very slick and keen manipulation. So yeah, when a person constantly seems confused, no matter what you say, they're actually buying time so that way they can get you to repeat what you're saying, come up with a way of turning it so that they can be in control and give you the answer that they want to give you and not own up to things or not commit or whatever it is. And then secondly, the other tactic with this is what it leads to is the next logical question would be from there. If you repeat yourself, then they could ask you about your intentions. Like, so why do you want to do, or what make you want to do that, or why? They could ask you a question and it seems sincere, but it's another tactic to trap you. It's an emotionally manipulative tactic, because what they're doing is this: the best weapon against a person, if you're trying to gain control of a situation and argue your side or divert, is to ask them their intentions, because intentions are things from the heart. And so when a person explains their intentions, they're opening up and they're vulnerable, which means that if this is a situation that has, like, where it's subjective, as far as like you could have different answers, different ways of feeling about it, but maybe that they would work with you in a certain way under certain circumstances. This is a way to argue the subjectivity of things. So you give them your intention, and then they challenge that by being like, well, why you want to do that? And then, well, that's not cool. Like, I don't want to, like, no. And that they gain control. Because from there, if you're a caring person who actually is healthy and you want to have a straight up healthy conversation and you're not playing these manipulative games, then you're going to chase that and you're going to defend and say, no, well, what I mean is this, and this is why I want to, like, you're going to defend yourself. And all a person has to do from there is continue to act more confused about this question, about your intentions, continue to fall into emotions and tantrums even about like why they don't want this or why this shouldn't be done this way. And the whole thing was kicked off just because when you said what you said, they were like, huh, what'd you say? All of that is from that. It's an emotionally manipulative tactic, and everybody can do it no matter the age. But senior citizens get away with a lot of times because they do suffer from hearing loss. And there are times when legit, you really do need to repeat it. But watch that, y'all. Watch it. It's very keen. So I wanted to talk about it, because it's something I've been learning. I am very, very fascinated with psychology. So I study psychology every day in some way, shape, or form. You ever see somebody and you just are looking like, what the hell are they doing? This dude has been just standing in front of this window, and I don't know if the place is not open. It looks like he's window shopping, but at the same time, he's like marveling at the stuff as if he's like, man, I want this. The next time they open, I can't wait till they open until we do this cologne and shit. Because I'm telling you, this hat here, you have no idea. Chuck, you have no idea, that boy. Look, let me show you. Hold on real quick. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. Man, you got to see this. Boy, I tell you, man, they got some stuff here. I'm going to leave that man alone. I'm going to start doing that, y'all. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start doing voiceovers like that for people. Watch. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Boy, I'm telling you, and I get paid first Friday too. You got to see this coat I got on right now. All right, y'all, let me stop. So yeah, but anyway, somebody gonna wind up famous like that one day. They gonna be like, yo, there was this viral video on Ariel TV, this incredible voiceover. Like, it really looked like the dude was saying that. And they're going to become famous, and they're going to thank me. So anyway, but yeah, this is a really important topic. Look out for it. The laugh off, when somebody, no matter what you say, they go into a friendly kind of laugh that doesn't seem dismissive. It just seemed like this person's just fun and funny. Like, that's a diversion tactic. And then the confused look. Ain't nobody that goddamn confused about every damn thing you say. There ain't nobody on this damn planet Earth. Like, unless they're an alien, where they're from another planet, so they don't speak English or any one of the other hundreds of languages we have. I'm about to show y'all dude again. He walking back. He looking at that hat, y'all. He want that hat and them shoes to match. I'm telling you, man. When they open, when this quarantine bullshit over with, I'm going to be killing them, boy, out there. All right, anyway. But what I'm saying is, unless a person is an alien from another planet, there is nobody, not even somebody who has a hearing loss, that is that damn confused about everything you say. It's a diversion technique. Okay. All right, so I'm done. Let me read a couple comments and get out of here. All right. Let me go back. First of all, Tasha, Michael, Sheila, Shamika, Natron, Peter, Bailey. Thanks for hanging out. PJ. All right. Okay. All right. So Natron says, yes, sir. Don't fall for it. Thank you so much, brother. I'm telling you, this is not talked about enough, but this is just beginning for me. Hey, man, I had to come back again, man. I'm telling you. Because, to be honest, I had to make sure what I saw was what I saw. Because they might not even be open, man. I'm just saying, man, you got to see it. Hey, man, hold on. I'm going to FaceTime you. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help it. Like, he is in that window. I wish I had showed y'all when I first was looking. That's why I kept looking over there. Like, what is this dude looking at? He was jumping up and down. Like, anyway. All right. Natron say, yes, sir. Don't fall for it. Natron, 100%, bro. This is not talked about enough. Natron says, keep the main thing the main thing. Yeah. PJ says, wait. I know you're not making fun of senior citizens. No, this is not making fun at all. This is some real shit. This is some real talk. This is actually helping us with regard to, see, this is the deal. If we're going to get through anything in life, right, including where we are right now, we have to work together. And one of the deepest ways of working together is being able to communicate. And so those of us that are being manipulative in our communication, those of us that are playing dumb, those of us that are being dismissive in various ways by laughing things off and acting like they don't matter. I had to pull somebody else up about that the other day. Like, real talk. Like this passive aggressive laughing things off and acting like it doesn't matter. Like, people hide behind that. People hide behind being confused. And these are things, the reason why I like talking about this and why I'm so fascinated by it is that, like, it really is slick. Like, it's real. I remember reading this when I was studying something about personality disorders and narcissism and that kind of thing. And I remember them saying, like, they're like, you'll marvel. Like, you'll marvel at this because it's actually really intelligent. So, yeah, this isn't a game at all. I have fun learning about it. PJ says, I'm about to fight you. I know I couldn't help it with the dude. You know, dude's cool. PJ, you are giving the tell signs of my past husbands. Woo! James Elliott, thanks for watching. Daniel Rawlins, KD, Drums, Trusty, Kevin, Kenny, Michael, Miss Anderson, Eunice. So, if you're just getting, Kai, how are you doing? If you are just getting into this, I'm done. Please take it from the top, because this is important, and I have never heard anybody talk about this. I'll talk to y'all soon. I look forward to talking to you in the comments. See you soon. Peace.